Some people have complained he's not a symbol of hope as he is in the comics. He's way too serious. Well, here's my viewpoint of Henry Cavill's Superman. In Man of Steel, even when he gets the Superman suit, he isn't Superman from the comics yet. Because the story Man of Steel was trying to tell was an alien trying to find his place in the world. Man of Steel is a journey to the Superman that people are more familiar with. The whole movie is a learning experience for him. Man of Steel is about Clark Kent finding himself. This is a more human version of Clark. He knows he's different and knows nothing about his past and feels lost with his place in the world and has been seeking answers. So let's really think about this. If Man of Steel is trying to tell a story like that, would Henry Cavill's Superman have the traits that comic Superman has right away? Oh no, he wouldn't. Ben Affleck's Batman has had a criticism from people. People have complained, oh, Ben Affleck's Batman kills people, and the movie Batman v Superman is saying it's okay for him to kill. No, the movie is saying it's not okay for Batman to kill. It's literally the point of his character development. Batman v Superman gave us a more experienced and broken Batman whose hope was long gone. He's become reckless, more brutal, and his moral code is out the window. It gave us a Batman who had been doing his job for 20 years and threw his moral code out the window when he realized his way of doing things wasn't getting the job done anymore. He had lost all his faith in humanity, and it took him to almost killing Superman for him to get a clue, realizing he had become no better than the man who gunned down his parents. And in the scene with Alfred where he's talking with him, he says, 20 years in Gotham, Alfred, we've seen what promises are worth. How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way? That scene hints at why he threw his moral code out the window. And I especially love how Zack Snyder's Justice League gives Batman a lot of development and gives him a story arc of him slowly regaining his faith in humanity as he brings the Justice League together to fight Steppenwolf and save the world. Also, here is one more point that I think you guys will agree with. I find it absolutely hypocritical that people bash Ben Affleck's Batman for killing in Batman v Superman, but people love Michael Keaton's Batman. However, Michael Keaton's Batman killed people in the Tim Burton Batman movies. So let me ask this question. Why give Michael Keaton's Batman a pass and give Ben Affleck's Batman a hard time when Ben Affleck's Batman had a hint as to why he threw his moral code out the window, whereas Michael Keaton didn't really have any hints as to why he was killing people? I really hate when people blame Superman for the destruction caused at the end of Man of Steel. A lot of people tend to say, oh, Superman destroyed Metropolis. A lot of the destruction at the end was not Superman's fault. It was Zod's fault. So can people stop blaming Superman for the destruction at the end of Man of Steel when a lot of the destruction caused wasn't even his fault? I genuinely don't understand how some people complain, oh, Jason Momoa's portrayal of Aquaman is not comic accurate and it's a terrible representation of Aquaman. Let me say this for the billionth time. Did we really want a comic accurate Aquaman? No. Why? Because before Jason Momoa took on the role, Aquaman was always seen as a joke. He was made fun of, and he was never taken seriously. When Jason Momoa played the role, he showed all of us that Aquaman is actually really cool, and he can do more than just talk to fish. This is hands down the stupidest thing I've ever heard about any comic book movie. I really hate people's reasons for trashing on Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. The reasons people give are absolutely ridiculous. A lot of the complaints that I hear are just stuff like, he doesn't look like Reed Richards because he has a mustache and he didn't shave it. And I even heard people saying, oh, Pedro Pascal being cast as Reed Richards was an absolute insult to the character. Here's what I say to that. Have you seen Fant4stic? That whole movie was an insult to Reed Richards.